Maccabees 1, verse 15. And they made themselves uncircumcised. They cut off themselves from the spirit and the thoughts of the Lord, and forsook the holy agreement that was made, and joined themselves to the Gentile way, to Baal way, to Ethbal way, to Mabal way, to the Cabal way, and go sell out themselves and sell out their people. That's what happened. Can't put it any better, can't put it any clearer than how it is. If the shoe fit, put it on your foot. Money changers and usurers, the Rothschild. Exactly what they are. I'm not telling you any bankers or any loan analysts or whatever. It's plainly as plain as it can be, as the Bible gives it unto you. Money changers. Testament tell you, the seed, the regenerated seed, Jesus, as it's called in your New Testament, chase them out of the holy places, out of the holy places of the Most High with their money changing. That's the time we're talking about now, where Jesus keep telling you, on the Sabbath I did this, and on the Sabbath I did that, and the Sabbath. It means it's happening. It's going to happen in the seventh seal. The seventh seal start the year 2000, and the cutoff time, the hard cutoff, 2027. Rothschild and Sons were born black Jew. They started up 1744 to present. They're still running under a different complexion. Some of it whitewashed and some of it infiltrated with pretenders. But they were originally black Jews in Germany with their original last name, Baher. That's their last name, their true last name. The Rothschild was adopted from the sign, a shield, a red color shield that they put as a signposter to identify their business. The word Roth in German means red, and Schild in German means shield or sign. So the name Red Sign was given unto him by a nickname, and then he adopted it as his real name. But their name is Baher. They manage the banking business, the economics in your 5 divine law. They're managing the evil one for Baal and Dagon and the vicar. They're managing the money changing and the usury, the debt-based, fiat-based system set up across the entire planet. They're managing the money, the economic of the 7 beasts as told unto you in Revelation. The 7 nations, they're managing it out of the UK and France mainly. They have other offices in Germany, in Vienna, but the 2 main ones are in France, and the big one is in the UK, because UK is the monetary arm of the triad. Lucifer, his brethren, Vicar, that's the head who report up to Lucifer. Then it goes down to the money arm, which is the UK, and then the US is the military arm. So all the money, the banking, the business, the usury starts out of the sea. Those 7 B's running it from there and giving instruction to the earth, which is America, North America, to do their work over here. That's how it's set up by the Rothschild and many other wealthy families who tie themselves to the beast, and they are all Jews. I'm going to tell you nothing different, that they were Caucasian. None of us are gonna run through this part quickly. Black Jews of Germany, those who are just jumping into my messages and never go back to my other messages. This is in the Einstein message that I did, and I'll do a quick summary of it. If you need more, go back to that message. Yes, people of color, you are indigenous, original to Western Europe and Southern Europe. You were there. Riddles of Prehistoric Time by James H. Anderson puts you there. You were there. Moving forward real quickly. In this book, The Germany and the Agricola of Tacitus, page 11 puts you there as well. The swarthy, which is dark complexion and curled hair, was in Britain. It was in also Gaul. Gaul is Germany, Netherlands, Italy, Switzerland, Luxembourg, France, Belgium. That's the Gaul, where they say the Celtic tribes were. Celtic is a code word for dark-skinned people. you were there. It told you here that swarthy people occupied those areas. And it says Gaul, they resemble the inhabitants of Britain. They were all dark-skinned, swarthy people. You were there, children of Israel. You were there. So, going through, if you still don't believe, go to the muster roll of 1758 from New York City, New York State. Look at it, at the page, at the top. You see, where born, Germany, what's his complexion? Brown. Everywhere you see Germany, brown, brown, and so on and so on. This gives you the complexion of the people that were coming to the North America, the United States of America, from various countries and signing up for the army. And they weren't all Caucasian on this list I give you. 28 of the people were black people. 14 Caucasian. That is the consistent with all the other muster rolls that I've seen from that time all the way up to Civil War time. So, Germany, yes, they have dark-skinned people there. They were there. Yes, United States, Declaration of Intent. This is the immigration form you have to fill out when you're coming into the United States of America. In it as well, it asks you to describe your color. Generally, if you're from Europe, they classify your color as white. That's a status. The color means your status. But the complexion tells who you are. Germany, they're dark-skinned people. Dark-skinned people, black people are and still are and were living in Germany, controlling the entire Germany. Kings and queens of Germany were all black people. Enough of the nonsense. Races of Europe by William Z. Whippley, PhD. Page 394 of that book tell you the English Jew, because I told you now, they're black people in Europe. They were there, still a lot of them there under the quiet, and now I have to make you know that they were Jew as well. The English Jew, slightly lighter than the Sephardic Jew, which was particularly black. Very black. The English one was a little lighter. We call them colored or light skin. Semites are black people. Dark. Every book you're gonna read gonna tell you the same thing. Dark, thus black. So when these Ashkenaz come and telling you Semites are white people, is because they know you're not gonna read to find out all the books that say you are dark. But this one was written by a PhD from MIT and from Columbia University, telling you Semite people are black people. Telling you over and over. Science corroborated that they are black. They are the brunette type. Brunette, brown. That's why you see the Germans coming in on the muster roll. Brown. That's who they are. So you're all over Europe, people. Another book from Europe. The Natural History of Man. Page 132 of that book. The Jews of Portugal. Dark. Very dark, that's who they are. And they spread their blackness all across Europe and Asia. Yeah, dear people, so we're not spending too much time on that. America and Europe. Page 177 of that book tell you Herodotus said the Egyptians were black. We know that already, even though every movie you see about Europe, every movie you see about Egypt, they're all Caucasian people. If you see a movie about South America, Caucasian people. If you see a movie about Asia, Caucasian people. They were everywhere, but nowhere at all. They were not there. Let them enjoy the limited time they have, because their time is done. 2024, 2025. So let them enjoy. Leave them alone. Reading on. Number of Jews that have the greatest resemblance to the American mulattoes. American mulattoes, the indigenous copper-colored people, as told unto you in Webster Dictionary as Americans. They are Jew people. That's who I'm talking to right now. They are the children of Israel. When I'm saying those who've been running gimmicks on you, usury, set up by the Rothschild Jew in Europe, they have, and they're gonna get what's coming to them. All those who have tied themselves to that Rothschild system. But the Americans are Jew people. sallow complexion, meaning dark, a little lighter, and some of them brown skin, copper color skin people with thick lip and crisp black hair. That's the American, the people indigenous to this land, and they tell you from Africa. You not come from no Africa. You naturally belong in here. This man tell you of all the Jewish population scattered over the globe, the one that fit that feature is the ones in America. And he's telling you straight up, I am therefore well acquainted with what the Jews should look like, because most of the Jews are in my country, in Poland. Yes, Poland was all Jew, black people, same as Hungary, same as Germany, and all the other places I gave you for the Gaul. They were all black people. On my arrival in America, I took every light-colored mulatto, every light-colored person for a Jew. Why didn't he say, I took every Caucasian person for a Jew? Because he knows Caucasian are not Jew. They belong to the Ashkenaz and not the tribe of Judah. J-E-W is an abbreviation for Judah, the shortening, Jew, J-E-W. It doesn't mean no Ashkenaz. So, I'm clearing that up while I move forward to get you back to Rothschild. Jamaica in 1850, again, the Jews are there. Dark skin, black Jews. I've never seen one before, it tells you on page 15. But I was astonished to see a whole bunch of Jews running around in Kingston. They're there as well, children of Israel, and them not Caucasian, and no Caucasian never come there to Jamaica and sex off no black woman and have no black Jew. No go so. They were never there. It was all people of color going into Jamaica from Europe and take over the place from the indigenous people of color that were already there. Not no gossip about no Caucasian rubbish. And I'm going to tell you now specifically for Germany, The Love of an Uncrowned Queen by W.H. Wilkins, page 39 of that book. He was dark. That is who? George Louis I, King George I of England. His grandson is the one who set up the Rothschild in business, up and running, and make them the giants they are now. He was dark and a gentleman of Germany. That is King George I. He's German, so I'm black. Not Royal Discord, the family of George II. King George again, a small man with a dark skin. He was so dark, he could pass for a Spaniard from Spain. Yes, Spain, they were black as well. Now make what they tell you, the rubbish that they're doing, and all the heckling that they're giving Vinicius Jr., that they were white, they were not. They were all black people there until the Gentile took over. But again, I'm telling you, the hard stop for the Gentile and the hard landing for the Gentile who don't assimilate themselves to the Most High plan 2025 going into 2027. So hang in there, my people. Moving forward. George Louis, on the other hand, is Hanoverian and he's related. He's the great-grandson to King James I of England. Yes, King James, who wrote our Holy Bible, is a black man as well. All black over Europe. I'm going to beat you with this one over and over, so you don't come in with no surprise when I'm saying, oh, the Rothschild, they're all black. Saying with that book, page 88 of that book, Princess Sophia, daughter of a Palatine king. The Germans are called Palatines. That's what they are called. And his daughter, King James, went over to Germany and married a German king. She had a daughter who then had a son, George I, and he became king of England. Palatines are Germans known as Palatine Poors. You hear me? Palatine Poors. Benjamin Franklin called them Palatine Boers. That was sort of the sophisticated way to say poor, to say Boer instead, to be politically correct. But in his book, Observation Concerning the Increase of Mankind Peopling of Country, page 10 of that book, he demonstrated clearly he had a problem with the Palatine Boers that they could not acquire his Caucasian complexion, and he was vexed and all kind of attitude carrying on in the background. But they were German. Palatines, German. Why they can't acquire Benjamin Franklin complexion? He told you in item 24 that they were all swarthy in Europe. The Spaniards, the Italians, the French, the Russian, the Swedes are all swarthy, including the German. Swarthy complexion, dark skin for your convenience. On the right hand side, the definition for swarthy, dark complexion. All black people in Europe. So now that we set that record straight, George III, who gave the Rothschild their big break, page 66 of that book, George III, whoa, he had thick lips. Whoa, that doesn't look good as well. That is Caucasian. And his father, Frederick, was a dark complexion like a Moor. Whoa, still don't look good. That is Caucasian. The man was black. Light skin, that's what they call high color, but he's light skin, but in black. That's what he was. Father, dark, Moorish complexion, the man black. So he was the one who set up another black man to start the money changing and usury business for England and America. George III had just lost control of America, the land, but he did not lose control of the economics. You can win the battle, but you cannot win the one on the economics if you owe the same person you're fighting debt. That's where now the debt master is gonna come and collect. And that's what the Rothschild did to set up a payment plan for America, which America been paying since 1776, all the way up until this point. That's what's going on in the background, but that's not what we're here today. Rothschild Bacher family from Frankfurt, Germany. They're also in England and France, as I've told you. 1744 till this date, they are there in the background running all kind of things which we'll cover in other messages. It started out with Mayor Amschel Rothschild. That's who started the whole thing. He was the one who got his big break from George III, and he became the money master for Europe. They call him a banker, no banker, money changer. That's what it is, according to the Bible. Money changer, that's who he is. Born Mayor Amschel Bacher. That's his real name. He's a Jew from Frankfurt, Germany. He founded the European banking dynasty known as the House of Rothschild, Red Shield. That's what he did, changing his name to Rothschild, Red Shield, demonstrating the building sign that he designed for his family business, his money-changing business. Currency exchange. That's what he's doing. That's why they call him in the Bible and others like him money changers, taking money from one source, giving it to another, and charging interest in the middle, making money, making profit, doing no work with his own hands, has instructed unto him a fellow Jew by the Most High. That's the issue that's at hand, people. But we're not going to spend too much time on that. Moving forward, he's a money exchanger, making him a money changer. And he also venture into procuring loan, which jumps him into the usury law of the Most High. Him cannot jump out of that one. That's why I read it for you earlier. That usury, charging interest for lending money, whether to your fellow Jew or whether to the Gentile, same rule apply. And he was making some own profit, again put him way outside of the law of the Most High, which said no profit making of your brothers and sisters. Its banking empire expanded to London, Paris, Vienna, Naples. The main ones are in London and Paris. That's the one I just walked you through. Roth, when you go back to German translation, Roth mean in English red. In German, Schild means sign. also mean shield. That's why I have that explanation on the right hand side for you. Also, again, if you put in English shield and ask for the German translation, it gives you shield. Rothschild, that's their name. Rothschild, even though they tell you Rothschild and they connect the S to the R-O-T-H, not Nagasa. Rothschild, that's their name. Rothschild, red shield, red shield. That's how he got his name, and the name still stick until this point in time. But that's how it's generated. And then this is his legacy continuing in the background, but you don't know. This is set up in honor of the Rothschild, the Salvation Army, the red shield. That's what's set up on account of the Rothschild running in the background, but you don't know. But it's time for you to know. This is the man that they gave the funding to set up the Rothschild, the Salvation Army. That is what they call the humanitarian branch of the Rothschild Empire. But there's no humanitarian running in the background. Salvation Army busy selling what you donate to them. They should give it back for free. The Most High said, no profit on victuals to your brothers and sisters. Give it away. If they need it, make sure they have it. Clothe your brothers and sisters. Put food in their belly. Make them part of you. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. Do unto them that which you would want them to do unto you. That's the founder, William Booth, founder of the Salvation Army, posing up nice and looking all kind of manly and picturesque. But children of Israel, all that picturesque, you're missing the real reason that he's posing that way. First call of duty, the man hand is whitewashed. You see the hand in the pocket, it is fully whitewashed. He's a black man as well, children of Israel. But that's not the true thing I want you to see from this. Look at his right hand tucked in his pocket. Even though they whitewash his hand, they whitewash his face as well, cover up his eye, full up his hair of all kind of whitewashing. All his ears, his left ears missing and gone. Look on the right hand side of your screen. Ears gone. His eyes covered up with all kind of whitewashing that they did. In his right eye, on the left-hand side of your screen, they splashed the paint all over his eye, a long streak running there. Ears missing. On the right side, the right eye painted up. The right eye, long streak going through it. His left eye fully painted up. Whitewash. This is the black man, people. That's how they normally do it. They splash white and make them ghostly white. Anytime you see a picture and the thing look too ghostly white, go blow it up. 300 to 500%, and you'll see all the imperfection from their sloppy whitewash. Job 9 verse 24 tell you they're covering up faces. So the Most High was warning you. Look at the hand. Ghostly white hand. Splash of white paint all over the man's jacket. But that's what they were doing when we were blind. But now we wake up. So these garbage cannot work. Look at where his other hand holding the book is. Part of it well white, and they forgot to whitewash the rest of his finger. Black as ever. But at the beginning, the man hand is white. Not Nagasa. But again, when we were sleeping, that could work. That can't work no more. But this is what I want to bring you back to, children of Israel. He has his hand tucked in to his pocket. Do you notice any similarities with his pose and the Rothschild pose on the right-hand side of your screen? You got to take notice of this now, children. The Father and the Lord want you to know what's going on in the background. Time for you to wake up to all this nonsense they have been doing to us. Look, man on the right-hand side of your screen has his hand tucked in his jacket, his bosom area as well. He has his tucked in at the side part of his pocket on the left-hand side person, and on the right-hand side, it's tucked in. Very popular pose, do you think so? Or it's just a one-off? Could be just a one-off and I'm just overreacting. Couldn't it be? But let's find out. Let's find out! Mr. William Booth again, posing up for his historic UK picture. What? His hand again Tucked in is jacket. It's called a hidden hand. It's a signal for that secret organization that they all belong to. You see where I'm going with this? Look in the middle of your screen. Mayor Amschel Rothschild, which is the foundational person who started this whole Rothschild dynasty, has his hand tucked in too. Baron Solomon Mayer, which is the son of Mayor Amschel Rothschild, has his hand tucked in. Is their hand cold or something? Or they have something on their hand they don't want you to see? All having the same pose. It's called the hidden hand. Popular as popular? Is this a popular pose? Or again, I'm just overreacting with 3 people doing it. Let's again put it to the test. Take a look at your screen and get an example of the longest running pose. This pose been running longer than selfie. Kim Kardashian and the crew have nothing on long-term pose like these gentlemen right here. Everyone has their hand tucked away. Telling you something, children of Israel. Anyone with their hand tucked away, something, won't go into that in this message. Just want to bring it to your attention. So when we put them out, put their business out, you shall know why it is happening. You shall not have anything and keep it in a secret bushel. You shall not find a light and tuck it away in any secret bushel. Gotta share it with your brothers and sisters. Let it be known to them. Again, love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. Do unto them that which you want them to do unto you. That's the fundamental law of the Most High. You not go one side, but tuck yourself, tuck your hand in your pocket and hide up with secret. All these men, all the way from 1400 all the way up to our current time, been tucking their hands. Take note when you watch and you see pictures, movies, and images. Know what is going on. Still, this pose is running. We're moving into modern time, and you see, hands are still tucked away. Something going on, and you need to take notice of what's going on. Hands are tucked away. It's telling you something is going on with those groups of people tucking their hands away. There's a commonality, something they have in common. Moving forward. Again, still running even in your modern time. All kind of people have it. Musician, president, vicar of Christ, here and there with his red box, having his hand tucked away as well. Everybody tucking their hand away. Bob Dylan tucked away as well. Ted Cruz tucked away as well. David Bowie tucked away as well. Everybody hand tucked away. Even Karl Marx, his hand tucked away. Abraham Lincoln, hand tucked away. Everybody's hand tucked away. That's why I'm telling you, there is something going on, and they just been put out in the public that you now need to know what is going on with the secret bushel. The ones who have found light, keep it in a secret bushel from the people and use it against them. Moving forward, Rothschild, Boer family, the black Jew from Germany. This is the family tree that you need to know. Go back to when we're going through each of these members, because everyone you see on this list, they're black people, no other color but black. As you get closer to our time now, they white it down and people stand in for who should be there. You have stand-ins and doubles. So, but they are black people as well, all the way up to our current time. This is broken out by the financial arm. Again, London, Frankfurt, Vienna, Naples, Paris. All the sons who started from the father's business, the founder, they broke out and controlled each of the regions of Europe, and collectively they all controlled the United States of America and Asia. No money transaction get transacted on a global scale without the London branch, Nathan branch, controlling it. Your interest rate, you see Fed running up and down, talking about they're going to raise interest here and there, and rubbish. It starts in London. It's called the LIBOR, London Interbank Offer Rate. That's the governing rate that the Fed fund rate has to go by. LIBOR is supreme to the Fed fund rate, even though they shouldn't be charging interest rate based on the superior law from the Most High said. No usury. That's what interest rate is, usury. But everything starts in London, and then the US takes its instruction from London for interest rate, and London again set all the gold, all the silver, all the commodity rates, and every other part of the world has to follow it. That's what's going on with the secret hand talk in the background that everybody's doing, and they won't tell us, did not tell us what it was. But now we know what it was. Now we go to this family tree again, a third choice if you want to follow when I start going through the names of the Rothschild to prove and to show you, to demonstrate to you who they are and the color that they are. But they're black no matter which way you slice it, up or down. Plurocrats by George Ireland. Page 32 of that book. Hannah Rothschild. She was one of the Rothschild in the first line of the brothers. The first brothers from Mayor Amschel. Then he had sons. She belonged to that line. She got married to one of the brother. Her brother had florid complexion. She's Hannah Cohen. So if you go again, pull that chart, keep that chart, family tree chart close by so you know who I'm talking about when I'm talking about them. Hannah Cohen, her brother is florid complexion, meaning that Hannah has to have a similar complexion. Florid means ruddy, which is a black person. Ruddy red or ruddy gold. Ruddy gold is light skin. Ruddy red is a darker color. Anytime you see ruddy, it's not no rosacea face man with no sunburn on a diseased rosacea face. None of that. It means a brown copper color skin complexion or a light skin complexion person. So Anna Cohen, again, starting you off real soft, she's florid complexion, just like her brother. Whitewash image of Hannah. Here's Hannah Rothschild, a woman of beauty, poise and charm. This is the picture that the book gives you of Hannah Rothschild. This is not her color, people. I'm giving it to you straight up front. I'm jumping straight at the throat right now. Whitewash! When you blow up the picture, look at the picture now, people. Pull it up big. Raise it up 200 or 500. You see all kind of defects with the picture and flaws that the whitewasher did and could not fix it to make sure he rub out all the black. Her eyelash gone on the right side of your screen. The man seal up her mouth, fully sealed, white her mouth out. Couldn't get the black lips to fully join up, so I wiped the whole thing out. Her hair. This is a young woman. What's she doing with so much white hair in her head? Paint her hair. Make all kind of mess of her hair to kind of put in a texture. Look at her ears now. They cannot get the ears, the face, the hairline, and they cannot get the hands right. Can never, ever, ever, ever get. From all the pictures I've been screening, they can never get those three right. Always catch them there. Look at it now. Her neck, black. Some of it white. First thing first, so ghostly white. Nobody that white like the color of their clothes. Her ears gone. A mess. They make a mess of her. Where her ears is supposed to be her earlobes, the lower part. They left that black. They couldn't get it right. Cut off her neck. All kind of rubbish they're doing. Messing up the whole picture with splashing. Horrible! Whitewashing. Shame! 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 That's all I have to say. Even her eyes are covered up. Her eyelashes white as ever. They wiped out the whole thing. Jump into her hand. Look at her hand, the mess that they made. Even the pen got whitewashed too. Her hands on the left side of your screen, they cover up her nail. You cannot see her other fingers on that side. She got a uni finger. They just cover the whole thing. Too much work to carve out the black portion properly. And on the right hand side of your screen, her pointer finger, they made a mess out of it. Even her ring, her married ring, they whitewashed the ring as well. All kind of errors and flaws and washing and splashing all over the image. People, there's no way, if she had sat down with a professional artist with the Rothschild kind of money, he could have handed them back this as a complete product. So this wasn't painted this way. No, 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 no. These are picture connoisseur. Amschel, Mayor Amschel, is a collector of coins and important paintings. So he would not satisfied himself with that kind of rubbish white splashing work. So this was done later on to cover up the complexion. Moving forward, Charlotte and Lionel by Stanley Weintraub, page 65 of that book. Charlotte Rothschild, the widow, tall, graceful, and dark. She again part of the first line of family of Rothschild. Dark. That's who she was. Plurocrat again, going back to that book, page 177, it repeats it. Rothschild, Charlotte, tall, graceful, dark. 2 times it's mentioned that she's dark. Again, going back to the picture of Charlotte, this supposed to be a dark woman with her children. You hear me? This supposed to be Charlotte, a dark woman with her dark children. This is what they give you because, again, didn't expect that we would be reading this book and pulling out the facts that she is dark and all the other Rothschild and all the other people they've been lying to us over the year are dark and they could have passed these pictures off. This is not their complexion. Look at all the mess they made. Look at the whitewashing they made. Made a mess of the picture. Blow it up. Look at all the imperfection, all the flaws. Look at Charlotte's lip. Part of it black, the lower part black, the upper part, they could not get it right. They even splash it up in her hair, right in the center of her forehead, the upper portion. Made a mess of it. Oh my, look at the little girl, what they did with the little girl. They whitewash her hair. She's too young to have white hair. Whitewash her hair, all kind of things. Mess it. Look at her hand. They whitewash her entire hand. The baby doesn't have fingers. What a mess they made. Shame, shame, shame. That's all I have to say on this one. Moving forward, look at the other little girls that they say were Caucasian. When it already told us their mother black, their father black, said they must be black. Whitewash, and they couldn't get the hairline correctly. Couldn't get the neck correctly on the little baby on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. They messed up the whole eye. They paint the eyes over so much they had to make the pupils black and fill out the whole face. Give the little girl a ghostly looking. And her lips, they made it black and white and all kind of variation of color. And the little baby again on the right. Give her white hair to make sure she is white as white can be. Splash up her hair with all kind of white paint. That's what they did. The little girl on the left-hand side, on her left arm, where it meets with her blouse, they messed that up. They didn't line it up perfectly, so it indent properly with the rest of her skin. Look like she have a bicep at the upper part of her arm. That's how they paint the hand. And her fingers, gone. No finger the little baby have. She got a uni hand. No fingers. Shame, shame, shame. Yes, I'm gonna shame you out today. Shame you out. You've been running around doing all kind of nonsense. And on the right-hand side of the screen again, the same little baby that you mess up her hand, look at her feet. They paint in a new right foot for the little baby girl. A new right foot was added to that picture. No way that right foot looked natural, that it was there. Look at it, people. One of her foot, the left one is being pulled up, and the right one is supposedly touching the ground. That foot was not there, painted in. That's the atrocity that these whitewashers were doing to the people of color. And look at her dress. They paint one part of it, left the other part, the other color, and they didn't match it correctly. She had all kind of colors on her dress. They didn't even paint over that big black spot you see right in the middle of her dress. All kind of messiness going on over and over. They've been doing this when people are sleeping, but they wake up now. Rothschild, a family portrait by Frederick Martin. Page 71 of that book. James Betty Rothschild, his niece, became his bride. James, again, one of the main sons of Mayer Amschel. He belonged to the first family. Betty Rothschild was a daughter of his brother Solomon. He married her, his niece. She became his what? His dark beauty. She's a black woman as well. So if she was black from James' brother Solomon, and Solomon is a direct son of Mayer Amschel, then what? They're all black people. All at the top of the tree, the Rothschild tree, they are all black. That's why I started there, to let you know the entire root of it, the foundation is black. So everything else that goes down below must be black as well. If it changed to Caucasian, something isn't right in the arm. Something smells fishy. Moving forward. But again, she was a dark beauty, a black lady. Again, The Baroness by Hannah Rothschild. That book, page 30 of that book, and page 31. Charles Rothschild, he married Rusika Werteinstein. That's who he married. Rothika, that's who he married. Rothika from Hungary, she was dark brown. Same as Einstein's wife from Hungary, she was a dark-skinned woman. Hungary was all dark-skinned people. The Huns are dark-skinned people. They're Jews as well. That's what I want to bring out to you. Hungary, and she's dark. And these are the pictures they gave you for Charles and Rusika. But again, whitewash pictures. Charles' face, they whitewash his ears. They left a line running down from the forehead all the way down the side of his face, a black line. They did not get under his lip, his lower lip, and his ears, they splashed it up with all kind of paint. That's what they made of Charles, whitewashing poorly. His hand, uni hand. Both hands, uni hand. No finger at all. They can never get that part right on a black person. You hear me? They can never get hands and hairline properly on a black person. That's the way you find out they're frauds that they've been committing. That, again, same thing with Rusika. Look at the side by her ears. A mess. Ears, they made a mess of it. They could not line up her forehead, her temple area properly. Mess. Forehead not lined up. Her hair, again like the babies, they started painting her hair white. All sort of rubbish these people do. They could not get their upper lip area right. They could not get her lower lip area right. They could not get her neckline right. They made that paint going from her sideburn down her jawbone, and you can see a variation between that and her neckline. All kind of poor whitewashing done by the Gentile. Again, the hand, ghostly white. You don't know where the hand begins or ends, or where the shirt or blouse begin or end, because they made it one white complexion. No one hand is as white as a white blouse. Never was, never will be, and never can be. Again now, Baroness by Hannah Rothschild. Nika, Miriam, Liberty with their mother, Rusika. We already know Rusika isn't that color. Let's see what job they did on the kids. Because again, the paintbrush isn't sparing anyone. Kids are no kids. Even pen, they're whitewashing. Look at the kids. Every one of them, their hair is fully white. Kids that young with this amount of white hair. They whitewashed the kids' hair, made a mess of their hairline, their whole hair, their mouth, everything. Just look where the arrow is pointing and you'll see all the imperfection right in our faces. But again, the spirit of slumber was on us and we did not see these things. The spirit has been removed. Now these things are completely visible. No kid with their hair that young look like that, all three of them. No, 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 no. Can't happen at all. Moving forward. The Baroness again, going back to that book, because this book has a whole bunch of picture post up in it, whitewashed fully as it can be. Page 3 of that book. Who is Panonika? Who is her? Who is Nika? Who is Nika? Let me give you some intro on Nika. Nika is the rebel Rothschild who went outside of the Rothschild clan and started hanging out with people not of celebrity and wealthy status. She liked music and she fell in love with a jazz musician, a black man, as they put it. But she was black herself, of the upper class. But they did not like that she was dating someone of the lower class, a black man, not white as the European status. That's who she was. And they gave us that picture for Nika, showing a big contrast between Nika and the black man. Nika was not Caucasian. This is another picture of Nika taken when she was 34 in Mexico, 1947. Even up until that time, they're still whitewashing picture. Look on the right-hand side of your screen. Look at Nika now. Hairline, they can never get that right. Or hairline, as we say in Jamaica, chamba chamba, all messed up. Can't get the paint to work with her hairline. On the right-hand side of the screen and on the right-hand side, there is a difference between the whitewash and her temple area. The ears, they messed that one up big time. Couldn't get the ears right. Can't get it right. And down by her neckline, going down from her ears, they messed it up. Her neck look lumpy. That's what they did. And the worst of all, they messed up so much of her eyebrow. One eyebrow starts about 3/4 way in her eyes, while the other one goes the way it should go. So on the right-hand side of your screen, the right eye there is the right. But the one looking to the left, that one is chopped short. They messed up that eyebrow big time. Whole bunch of messy work. Whoever got paid for this should refund the money. Moving forward, the French Rothschild. We just touched on the English Rothschild. Now we look at the French Rothschild by Herbert R. Lotman, page 138 of that book. Edward Rothschild married outside of the Rothschild family. They did not like when you do that, but he was still cautious. He married a French Jew, even though she wasn't a Rothschild. Rothschild can only marry within their family. They kept it in the family. Cousin marrying cousin, and aunt and uncle and niece and nephew marrying off each other. But he married someone outside of the Rothschild family. Her name was Germaine Halphen. That's her name. She was small and dark. All the Rothschild women, I'm giving you the wives, all of them dark to match their dark husband. They weren't marrying no Caucasian woman. They're marrying dark Jew woman. Yes, they did not marry no Caucasian woman. The English Rothschild, that's where we boil this thing down to. The English Rothschild by Richard Davis, page 58 of that book. Meyer, Nathaniel, Anthony, Lionel, the Rothschild brothers. What are they? They are all dark. You hear me now? Nat was the most conventionally handsome. Dark like all the brothers. Meyer, Nathaniel, Anthony, Lionel, all dark skinned people. Settle this once and for all. The Rothschild were black people. No Caucasian, as you're being told right now. Let me tell you again. Dark like all the brothers of the Rothschild. Meyer, Nat, Anthony, Lionel, their fathers were black and their sons were black. All black-skinned people. Time for the nonsense to end. Shameless whitewashing of the images of the Rothschild. Mama Rothschild, first Rothschild mother, daughter, that's her fully whitewashed by the Gentile. Lip color does not match with the face. Ghost white color, not her. Painted over. We're not done there. There's a blow-up section of it. Hairline can never get matched. Lips can never get matched. Look how they make a mess of the woman's lip. Make her look like the Joker from Batman. Ghost white with the lip extended further from what the lip should be or where it should end. Rubbish they're giving us all these years. Whitewash of the first father, Amstel son. Nathan Mayer, they did not spear him as well. Made him fully white. His hand as ghost white. His face as ghost white. As it can be. Blow up the image, you see all kind of imperfection. They cannot get everything right all the time because we were in slumber. They didn't think at that time we'll notice all of this. Look at his hair. All kind of messiness. They're running that paint all up and down his hair, his ears. They make a mess of it. They're splashing paint in his eyes. Couldn't catch his sideburn. That black area good enough to match with the white ghost face that they gave him. All kind of errors. Whitewash on top of whitewash. Look at his hands. Ghost white hand. How many ghost white hands have we come across? He even ghost white his jacket. Jacket got painted over as well. Hand, uni hand. All his fingers join as one with the painting as if he has web fingers. But we're not done. They were not done with Nathaniel Mayer Rothschild. Fully white. Did not take the time to go through what is black versus white and align it properly. Let's make him fully white. Even his hair, his entire hair is white. Has his face and his head. Don't know where his hair is versus where his head is and versus where his face is and versus where his clothes is. His hand, ghost white, no finger on the man. None of his fingers are visible from that paint splashing that was done. Even his pants and his jacket got painted over. But we're not done. They left a clue for you. Look at the black mark by his ears. They did not catch that part properly. And they didn't do his lips properly. His eyebrow, they wash it over completely. The man got no eyebrow. Fully albino, the black man, they made him albino. His hand as well, look as if he has uni hand. No finger, web him up, all his pen. Pen got whitewashed. Everything they could whitewash, they just wash it over. Rothschild, Nathaniel Charles. Nathaniel Charles. He's a fourth generational son. This is a black man. Look at his black face. Does it match with the hand? Does it match with the hand, children of Israel? Use common sense now. Does his hands color match with his face color? Do not match at all. Look at them if you want to line them up side by side. Blow them up. Look where his shirt sleeve is. You can see it is still black. Different shade of color from where his fingers are. And his ring, they whitewash his ring as well. Nothing matching up when I tell you, when you put the Gentiles under the screen. That's what his hands look like. Splash all over the man jacket. Didn't line up his hand good. And all his fingers, they're making a mess of it. Crappy work. That's what they did, and they got away with it. But the most I say, I'm gonna turn over all the lies of the Gentiles, and Jeremiah is coming up. Where the Gentiles shall stay, we inherited lies. That's what your leaders give you, oh Gentile. English Rothschild that we just went over, and I tell you, the English Rothschild were dark. All of them, not one of them excluded. Who those white faces? Who those white faces on the book cover? Who is this? Copied up in the book as who? Baron Lionel Nathan. When they already tell you, Lionel is a dark-skinned man, just like all the brothers. Dark skin. That's not him, children of Israel. They wipe this man all the way to kingdom come. This is Nathan Mayer Rothschild, son of the second father Lionel Nathaniel de Rothschild. If his father Lionel is dark. This must be a dark man. His hand and his face color do not match. White him up as they can. Look, they even rubber. You don't know where the man forehead hand. It's one blending with the background. Rub him out. Couldn't cover the face that's on the left-hand side of your screen. Still dark. They made his forehead area and over on the right side, white, ghost white. But they left the face on the left side, same as his original color. Couldn't change his ears as well. Couldn't change his neckline as well. Dark skin man, look at the ghost white hand. Nobody hand looks so white. Look at his other hand down below on the right hand side of the screen. They forgot to make that ghost white. If that hand on the top layer, that ghost white, another ghost white hand down below would be clearly visible. Dark skin hand down the children of Israel. Images of the Rothschild, not shamefully whitewashed. This is Mayor Amschel Rothschild. This is a drawing of him, children of Israel. A dark-skinned man Getty have up in their catalog, holding the record hostage. Dark-skinned man, children of Israel, not no Caucasian man. Where is the ghost white as on the other pictures? Where is the ghost white, I said, on the other picture? Mayor Amschel Rothschild is the first father. Here he is with all his children. Dark skin as dark skin can be. That's the Rothschild original family. The father as the head and the four sons that cover the different four areas in Europe. All dark-skinned people. Where is the ghost white? Where is the ghost white face? Has the same color as their shirt in all the other pictures that we have seen. Dark-skinned face has told unto you. They are all dark. Not cutting the corners on them, children of Israel. We go back to this whitewashed picture on the left-hand side with the original dark-skinned picture on the right-hand side. Face dark, hand dark on the right-hand side. Not that rubbish on the left-hand side. Fully whitewashed of Mayor Rothschild, the son of Mayor Amschel Rothschild. This is one of the first son, black man, black Jew as it is. And this is Nathaniel Rothschild. On the left-hand side, that whitewash picture that we just looked at. And on the right-hand side, original dark-skinned picture, not whitewashed like the one on the left-hand side. Whitewash, not stopping there. And this is James the Rothschild. His wedding. Dark-skinned man coming through, looking like a dark-skinned man, not matching the color of his shirt. Pale, ghost, white. You can see that he's clearly wearing a gloves, and his hand color of his gloves doesn't look like his face color in all the other pictures that we've been seeing. Completely different. Dark-skinned man. And in case you didn't see grandma hiding in the background, look at where the two arrows are pointing on the left-hand side of your screen. Guess at the wedding, important guest, Grandma Rothschild, black woman. Two of them there, even though you might try to whitewash the picture. You didn't whitewash Grandma. Two black women at the wedding. What two black women doing at a Caucasian wedding? If this man is Caucasian, as you've been telling us, they are black people. Black Jew of Europe. But we're not done. Henry the Rothschild, not done. This is a black man. Does this man look like a Caucasian to you? Definitely not. This is one of the French Rothschild. Black man as black man can be. That's a dark complexion man on the left-hand side. Or if you want to go on the right-hand side, still a black man. Moving forward, moving. James Mayor de Rothschild, another French Rothschild from Henry Rothschild's side of family. He is a dark-skinned man. dark as dark can be, not white like his shirt, as they've been giving you in their whitewash fraud picture that the wicked gave unto us. Lionel, Nathan, the Rothschild on the right hand side, black man, different color from his gloves, different color from all the other things. This is a black man. That's the rubbish they've been feeding us all along. That these people, even though they're doing wickedly, they still try to take the history for these people, even though they're doing wickedness. Are you that desperate to be on top, to seem like you're doing things, that you're taking identity of the wicked usurer and money changers? But we're not done. Rothschild bio family, money changers, usurers, and they're a business associate. They're partners in money changing. They're partner in usury. We're all so black people. No matter what they come tell you, rubbish, children of Israel. Our crowd, Stephen Birmingham, the great Jewish families of New York. Anytime you hear that, the clue right away is, once you hear they're Jew, they're black people. There is no such thing ever of no white Jew. Tribe of Judah is not Caucasian. Caucasian belong to Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz belong to the Japhetite. Japhetite's son, Gomer, had Japhet. That's the line he come from. Northeast Europe. That's that line. Moving back to the Jew line. The black people giving all kind of trouble in Europe and come drop off that trouble in America. Page 309 of that book. William Will Guggenheim admire Gatenby. Gatenby said about William Guggenheim, all the Guggenheim brothers except Benjamin and William were dark. Children of Israel, your Guggenheim Museum that you see up in New York, started by black people. This family, let me read it again for you in case the Caucasian didn't hear me correctly. The Guggenheim brothers said Gatenby, all dark except Benjamin and Will, because Benjamin and Will had a light complexion. Light-skinned dark people, they're not white still. It doesn't mean they're Caucasian and you have your paintbrush in your hand ready to whitewash those two. They're light-skinned black people would not surmise. People would not surmise. Hear this part. Hear this part, children of Israel. Hear this part, Ashkenaz, with your bag of lie. People, based on the features of Will and Benjamin, people would not surmise that they are Semitic. They're too light color. Semitic supposed to be dark. Put that in your pipe and relax with that. You are not Semite by being light or Caucasian. You have to be dark. That's the only way people would surmise that you are a Semite of Semitic ancestry, Semitic lineage. Put that in your pipe again. Take note. This is the nonsense we've been putting up with. Still with this book. Our crowd, page 415 of that book. We just talk about the Guggenheim and all the museum and all the money changing they've been doing up in New York. Let's talk about the M.M. Warburg and complement of the Warburg family. Germany they're from as well, children of Israel. Germany they're from as well. So hear what? Typical Warburg were what? Dark. You hear me? Let me say it louder for you. Dark. That's the Warburg. Dark. All those big companies you see running up and down with the Rothschild up in New York, being the elite of the early 1900s, leading up to now, we're all black people. They come and took your identity after World War II and give it to Ashkenaz and blind you to your history. But they, the Warburg, hard prominent, nose, them nose big. Not nicing it up with no stush word. They had big nose. Black people again, feature given unto you. But we're not done.